Disability refers to the physical or mental impairment of everyday functionality due to congenital conditions, injury, or disease. It refers to a range of mental as well as physical health issues, including developmental disorders such as autism spectrum disorder and mood disorders such as depression. Violence comes in many forms, such as self-directed, e.g. self-harm or suicidal attempts, interpersonal, e.g. family or intimate partner violence, or collective, e.g. politically or economically motivated. More distressing, however, is violence that is inflicted in close relationships and involves more force or is endured for a longer time. Biological factors such as brain injuries or abnormalities, hormonal imbalances, or genetics. Psychological factors. Individuals with certain personality disorders such as borderline or antisocial personality disorder may be more prone to aggressive behavior. Additionally, experiences of trauma, abuse, or neglect can increase the risk of violent behavior. Social factors. Individuals who grow up in violent households or communities may be more likely to engage in violent behavior themselves. Other factors such as poverty, unemployment, substance abuse, and exposure to media violence can also contribute to violence. Discrimination should be approached with an understanding of its institutionalized nature, which can be seen or detected in processes, attitudes, and behavior which amount to discrimination through unwitting prejudice, ignorance, thoughtlessness, and stereotyping, which disadvantage people with disabilities. The findings here hopefully provide some grounding for future research and action on discrimination that addresses multiple factors and the apparently increased risk for those with mental disabilities and women with disabilities.
Victims often feel like they have no choice but to tolerate the abuse, knowing that they are now in a more vulnerable place and may have even fewer physical and emotional resources available to counter or protect against abuse. People with disabilities experience considerable barriers to reporting abuse. These include fear of or lived experience of not being believed because of one's disability. On the other hand, the perpetrator may tell their victim that their disability makes them ugly or worthless, or that no one else would ever want to be with them or otherwise use their ability as a means of insult and harm.
A person can be held morally responsible for an action only if they had the freedom to choose and to act otherwise. Freedom is a necessary condition for moral responsibility. So what should I do? We must hold ourselves responsible for what we do. Freedom and responsibility go together. Our choices are free in a sense that 1. No outside factors determine our will. 2. In any particular case, we could have acted otherwise than we did. And 3. We are therefore responsible for our choices in a way that justifies our moral praise and blame. In situations where we must make a choice, we find ourselves facing an open range of possible courses of action where nothing compels us to choose one course of action over the other. So in situations where we witness violence and discrimination, we should speak out. We should be the voice of the voiceless. We are free not to do so, but let us remember that we have that moral responsibility. Let us treat others with fairness and compassion. Let us not be the reason of their pain and turbulence.
People with disabilities are rights holders who must be afforded agency to make their own decisions and to participate on an equal basis with others. As active members, empowering people with disabilities by providing sufficient resourcing for existing and emerging organizations and building the capacity of national umbrella organizations is one way to address this problem. In addition, building their capacity and strengthening their voices at the national level also improves their representation at the global level. In all areas of disability practice and research, attention should be paid to ensuring that this historically neglected area is now able to make full use of this essential global mechanism for accountability for the rights of people with disabilities. More broadly, strengthening procedures for the meaningful participation of people with disabilities is likely to lead to improved accountability for their rights at the national and international level. Violence matters. Violence wrecks and shortens people's lives. It causes fear, pain, suffering, and also demeans. Therefore, as proud Filipinos, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Stand against discrimination. Stand against violence.